Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Roxy here, and I want to welcome you to today's video. So it's kind of appropriate right now that I'm totally wearing my flower. Like wearing flowers in my hair is kind of like my thing. It's like that thing that I love to do when I want to feel like super girly, super feminine, super like tropical, and present my best, in the space and the world around me. And it's appropriate because today I want to talk about stage presence for competitors. A lot of folks get hooked on the fact that your bodybuilding, shows are all about being the leanest and hardest on the stage and having the most muscle and all that other stuff. And yes, of course, that is a major part of what we do as competitors when we present ourselves to the audience and to the judges. But it all comes together with your stage presence and presentation, because that is the essence of the sport of bodybuilding. So today I want to teach you about how you can really rev up your stage presence and present your best on the stage. For those of you that are meeting me for the very first time, I want to welcome you. Welcome to my channel. Make sure that you subscribe right now and you hit the bell notification so that way you don't miss a single video. And if you are a returning subscriber, well, welcome back, girl. How are you? I thank you so much for joining me here on today's video. My name is Roxy Beckles, and I am a fitness professional who's been in the industry for over 21 years. In addition to that, I am a former IFBB pro who started off in figure, and then I made my way to women's physique where I turned pro and had the amazing opportunity to compete at the 2014 Olympia in women's physique. Not only have I been personal training since 1997, but I am now an online coach, and I get to work with women from around the globe in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond, and to help them to rewrite their stories, to really inspire them to see how great they can truly be, and to take control of their body, their health, and their mindset, and do it all through the vehicle of fitness while tapping into their feminine energy. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So the first thing that you need to be doing as soon as you decide that you're starting your prep and you're getting ready to go on that stage is to make sure that you practice your posing, and that you practice your posing often. A lot of times folks don't realize that you can get so fatigued and so tired when you're standing up there on that stage, completely dehydrated, completely lean, and having to stand under those hot lights and pose. It's a lot of work on the body. And you kind of have to build up the muscular endurance to be able to do it and do it well. So I encourage competitors to start posing. Now, if you are somebody that's completely new to this, you've never done posing before, make sure that you work with a posing coach. In fact, I actually do posing. So if you're interested in posing, I'll put my email right here so you can contact me and go ahead and try to set up a posing session. I do them online on Skype, but if you have someone that you can work with in person, that's great as well. But you want to make sure that you set up your posing sessions with a qualified pro or someone who really knows what they're doing well in advance. Work closely with that person to see how you can bring out your best for your specific division. Because here's the thing, not everyone was born with perfect genetics. Not everyone was born with the perfect shape and the most ideal body. A lot of us have to work at not only, bringing that in from our work in the gym and with our diet and stuff like that, but the finishing touch is all about how you pose and present that body to try to make it look as close to the ideal as possible. So working on your posing often and early is super important so that way you know exactly how you need to pose and position yourself to look your best on stage. The number one key that separates a seasoned competitor from a newbie on stage is all about confidence. Confidence in yourself, confidence in what you're doing, and the confidence to draw the audience and the judges in. And a huge part of confidence comes from learning how to control your nerves, calming your nerves, particularly when you're sitting backstage and you're looking from left to right and you're seeing all these amazing bodies and you're wondering if you even size up. So one of the things that I used to love to do is to go backstage, set myself up in a little corner or whatever, put on my warm-ups, and listen to some music and just kind of just zone out and meditate for a while so that way I can bring myself to center. Now, of course, When I was backstage, I was always very cordial to all the other competitors. I have made so many amazing friends and connections that I even am like close to or stay in contact now, even though almost none of us compete. And some of my friends in the industry are actually some of the top pros in sport now. We came up from the amateur level. So connecting with people backstage is a really great way to kind of calm your nerves and to kind of just like really stay in control. So get yourself a little spot where you're going to sit down, you're going to put your stuff down, where you can kick your feet up, put on some music, listen to whatever gets you in the mood and that really calms you down, meditate, and then when you're ready to make eye contact, strike up conversation and just get really comfortable. Because let's face it, like there's so much pressure in this competing thing. And a lot of the pressure comes from us, of course, like putting the pressure on yourself to do really well. The last thing you need to be doing is to be like that one person backstage who's like a complete bitch to everyone and is like taking this stuff way too darn seriously. So calm your nerves, be confident in what you're presenting and go out there and just shine and do your best. Do what you've practiced with your posing and you will definitely see yourself getting better and better after each show. The next thing that I'm going to tell you about, a little trick here, that lends directly to your confidence is making eye contact with your judges, particularly your head judge. I'm gonna tell you a little story, okay? So in 2013, I turned pro at the Team Universe, which is now called NPC Universe Championships, okay? And here I am, this competitor coming all the way 2,000 miles away from Los Angeles, which was where I was living at the time, to New Jersey, where the show was. And I'm a born and raised New Yorker, okay? So I have chutzpah. It's part of just my personality. So I go out there, right? And in women's physique, we have to do a little routine in the beginning before, they compare us. And we have a little posing routine. It's about maybe you get 30 seconds or so to show off your best. At that time, I think it was maybe 45 or 60 seconds. I don't remember. But what I do remember is coming onto that stage and looking out, and all of the judges were like this. Now, this is the national level. So the judges are very busy, and they're seeing like over 1,000 competitors in that show, and they always are rotating the judges so that way they don't get mentally fatigued. So the judges, they'll often change panels. And so they changed, and they're sitting there. Some of them had, they're writing, their heads were down. The head judge was sitting there. I think it was Steve Weinberg, sitting there with Jim Mannion, okay? And I came all the way out from California, paid like, $250, $200 to compete, plus all the travel and this, that, the other. I was not going to let them sit there with their heads down and not see me. So I got out there. And I put my hand on my hip, my starting pose, boom. And I waited until every single one of those judges dropped their pens and looked at me. And then I started. And I made eye contact with each of them and scanned my audience, smiled and all that stuff. But I had the confidence to do that, to say, hey, look at me. I want you to see what I worked on and why I'm here. Needless to say, when we got around to doing our comparisons and I was making eye contact with all the judges, I was really on point and felt confident about what I was bringing to the stage, and I wanted to win. I just wanted it in my heart. And lo and behold, when they lined us all up, I was dead center in the middle, and you know what that means, okay? First call out. In fact, they actually took me out and put me on the side by myself. It was like, okay, thank you, number whatever I was at that time. And they were still comparing the other girls. And my coach at the time was going insane. Like, he just knew. It was Kim Odo. He knew that I won, and I knew that I got it. So there goes for something that says about eye contact with the judges and about confidence. Do not be afraid to look at them. Make them see you, and not in a bad way. You want to make eye contact. You want to smile. You want to bring your best and say, hey, look at this. This is, my best. I worked hard and I deserve to be here. And I want you to see that and experience that with me. So scan that table, see your head judge, give them a little smile, look at your audience, and make sure that you are out there having a good time. Which leads to my next point. Always be smiling. Always be smiling. Okay, listen. We know that bodybuilders call bodybuilding a sport, and that's debatable, but we'll go with that for right now, okay? But what it also is a totally like athletic beauty pageant, okay? Especially on the women's side, okay? And one of the things about pageantry and presentation on a stage is that, first of all, it's part of the entertainment business. So you are entertaining the people in the audience that came here to see you perform. And that it's about having a good time. You want to show that you have a friendly, nice, warm disposition. And one of the ways to do that is by smiling. So smile, always be smiling. When you're standing on the side and you're, waiting to be called out, make sure you're scanning your judges table, you're looking out into your audience, and you are smiling. When you are posing, when they bring you out in the call outs, and you're doing your quarter turns, or if you're in bikini, you're doing your half turns, walking to the back, whatever, even when you are facing the back, always be smiling. This is a performing arts, you guys, okay? This is entertainment, and we're here to be entertained. So entertain your audience and stay warm. One of the things that'll really help with the smiling thing, because I know some of you don't like to smile, you always have like RBF, you need to get out of that. But like when you are practicing your posing and you're working on your presentation in your own time leading up to the show, make sure that you practice smiling while you're in your posing sessions. And if you do that, it'll come so much more naturally to you, I promise. The next tip is something that I see often with a lot of competitors, especially when they're nervous. I want you to slow down with your posing, particularly when you are doing your individual posing round or presentation. So, when the judges call you out, or for those of you that never competed before, when you first come out, okay, your first time on the stage, the judges are normally going to call you out one by one so you can do your specific posing routine. Everyone has a posing routine, from bikini to wellness to figure to women's physique to bodybuilding. It's just different in the way that you present and the poses that you choose. That time is your opportunity to catch the judges' eyes and attention, so that way they look out for you when they're doing their call outs. And when you're doing this and you're walking out to your spot, slow down. Don't walk too fast. Really go out there confidently, smiling and making a statement about, hey, I command this stage and I command my presence. I want you guys to look and enjoy the package that I'm presenting to you right now. When you're going through all of your poses and you're hitting your lines, make sure that you hit your lines and then hold for about 2 seconds. I always say to clients, count 1,000, 2 1,000, change to the next pose. 1,000, 2 1,000, change to the next pose. And if you keep that kind of cadence, you'll definitely be able to slow it down and be able to really look like you are like a seasoned competitor, and you can do this stuff in your sleep. One of the ways that you know that you pose too fast is if you see pictures of yourself, especially if you do like the bigger shows or the national level shows, and it always looks like you're in motion, like you never really like look like you've hit your poses. Well, that's because you're not stopping enough for the shutter of the cameras to actually capture you. So when you slow down and you actually hit your pose and you hold 1,000, 2 1,000, change. Then you hit your next pose, 1,000, 2 1,000, change. If you go with that cadence, you'll start to notice when you look at your pictures that you're actually hitting poses and you look like you know what you're doing. So slow down and enjoy the moment, which is the perfect segue for the final tip for today. Enjoy the moment. Look, this stuff was supposed to be fun, right? Like, you didn't get into this because you want to like mentally torture yourself for like umpteen weeks and be filled with major anxiety in the process, right? Like, this stuff should be fun. And yes, it is tough to get ready for a show. Yes, it is tough to diet. Yes, it is tough to really get yourself to the level of conditioning that the judges are, rewarding right now. But this stuff should be something that you enjoy. And that moment on stage is the final culmination of all of your work. So you want to take it all in. And it's totally funny because you do all of this prep work for literally about 2 minutes maximum on a stage. So unless you're doing like a bunch of divisions, and even with that, like you're probably on stage for less than 10 minutes and you've been prepping for about 16 weeks, 20 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever. And it all comes down to that one moment. Don't let it pass you by. Don't count yourself out. Even if you're not presenting your best and you know that you're not at your best, but you're there, Like, say to yourself, you know what? I did what I could. I'm here and I made it. And I'm going to just go ahead and have fun with it now, no matter where I place. Even if you are looking your absolute best, guess what? You cannot control the outcome of this game. It's in somebody else's hands. So you just need to worry about the one thing that you can control, which is your presence, which is your energy, which is your smile, which is your choice to enjoy that moment. If you do that, you'll be a winner no matter what. Well, that's it. I hope that today's tips were really helpful for you, especially for those of you out there who are nervous about your upcoming show and you really want to just go out there, look your best, and present your best. As with anything, practice makes perfect. So the more that you put this stuff in practice, the more that you go out there and you actually apply it well in advance of stepping on the stage, the better you'll be. Thank you so much for joining me. And hey, listen, if you are a woman out there who is thinking about stepping on the stage and you're ready to really take your fitness goals to the next level, you want to push yourself, maybe you've already competed and you want to bring your best, you want to see how much further you can go in this sport, whether that's doing another local show or hitting the national level or even trying to turn pro. You just know you want to go out there, you want to be your best, you want to present your best, and you know that you need a coach who understands this game, who has been through it herself, who started at the bottom and got all the way to the top and everywhere in between. And she's helped other competitors and women just like you to reach their top, to reach their best, reach their apex. I want to talk to you. Come on by my website, rockstarfitness.com/claritycall. Fill out an application and let's set a time for you and I to talk about what your goals are and what it is that you wish to accomplish when it comes to this sport. And what I really also want to talk about are the things that you feel may be holding you back right now from getting to that next level. What you feel like you need right now to help you to raise the bar like never before. Once again, come to my website, rockstarfitness.com/claritycall to set up that appointment. And one more thing before I leave. If you have not gotten your hands on my contest prep crash course, honey, you need to get it right now. It is totally free. Go ahead to my website. You see the link right here. You can also click the notifications, the little eye circle thing at the top, or look at the description of this video to get your hands on my free contest prep crash course. I'm giving you an inside view about some tips and advice that you can use to try to do this in the smart and healthy way. Listen, prepping is hard. And it's not really the healthiest thing that you can do for your body, even though it's working out and it's eating and it's dieting. But there's ways that you can do this to help to ensure your health, your sanity, and enjoy the process along the way. And I'm sharing some of that for free in my Contest Prep Crash Course ebook. I've got videos and a whole bunch of other things to share with you beyond just the ebook. So come on by, put in your email, and get your download directly. And here's the other thing. When you do that, you'll also be on my email list. So when I have events or I have posing classes, if I have any other tips and advice that I want to share with you, you'll be the first to know. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell notification so you don't miss a video. Thumbs up if you like this. If you like this video, go ahead and thumbs up. And I cannot wait to connect with you soon. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.